What did you do?
Huh?
Magisters never change.
One day, man. One day.
That's beyond me. Pathlessness. A machine that can banish these highways.
Walk blessed.
Yes.
Yeah, as if.
This is madness.
Move along.
the fabled prodigy. I hope you can live up to what they say about you. I really do.
My Dame de Luna, and I felt it.
Watch yourself. The streets aren't safe this time of the day.
Some people just don't know their place in the world.
What are you doing in this part of the city? Shouldn't you be...
And so the circle
I just don't see
closes,
the fucking point.
as it does for these 3 virtuous souls we are mourning today. But fear not, for they gave their life for a just cause, for the greater good, and will thus be
Wait,
walking on
I think I know you.
paths forever.
You helped the Grandmaster crush those Naramese bastards at the Harbor Gate, didn't you? I can't believe that actually happened.
Third sigil and master of the archives. Stalwyn Willowsong, keeper of the first sigil, and Legion Lightman novice. May the Lord receive your souls
Wait,
today.
I think I know you. You helped the Grandmaster crush those Naramese bastards at the Harbor Gate, didn't
won't you?
I can't
As
believe
if
that
you
actually
believe
happened.
any of this yourself.
Keeper, you...
Malefus is dead. Our Lord is dead. And if even he could not last through the ages, how is he supposed to lead us along the eternal paths? A dead god?
Take her away.
Yes, just go on. Close your eyes and pretend that none of this is happening. It's what you've always been good at. The cleansing is our punishment, don't you see? The punishment because we failed the Lightborn. That we let someone kill them. And the High Ones will take us all. Do you hear me? They will take us all.
Keep going.
But...
Keep going!
Magistra Jaela, keeper of the third sigil and master of the archives. Stalwyn Willowsong, keeper of the first sigil. And Legion Lightman novice. May the Lord receive... Give your souls today and grant you mercy.
Watch yourself. The streets aren't... Watch yourself. The streets aren't safe this time of the day.
enemies before our gates. How can they all ask us to...
Saira, what are you doing here? Better. Thanks for asking. I suppose it looked worse than it actually ended up being. I see. I don't think this is the end, though. I will be back on my feet again in a couple of hours and will help defend the temple. Nothing is worse than lying around like this. Just find the Numinos for us, Saira. That is all that matters.
Prophet, yes. You know, I know Natara better than you might believe. She's afraid of losing something important to her, something that she helped to create, and that is the Order. You probably do not know this, but unlike most keepers, Natara was not born of the Sublime Path. Even more than us, she had to fight for her place here. And through immense willpower and discipline, she made it. Not only to become an ordinary keeper, but into the highest league. Correct. It is all she has ever lived for, and she's afraid that change will destroy it. Your admission into our ranks, our truce with... She believes that my imprisonment made me into a fool whose only intent is to get his will. She does not realize that, and that I would give a lot for her support, rather than this ridiculous bickering. That's none of your concern. But I presume you have your assumptions. Everybody needs someone to back them up from time to time. You know, we are like wolves, and every pack needs a leader. Someone in front who is not afraid to make the hard calls. And this is who I am. If my resolve weakens, the others will lose their courage. But that does not mean that I regret any of the decisions I have made. None of them.
Short answer? We're screwed. With this fanatical madman in front of our gate, we have to ignite the beacon, and we have to do it fast. Else... let's not talk about it.
Hello. Hello.
Huh? Hey there. It's good to see you. So, shall we do this? The Grandmaster said Sharim was able to decipher the old maps. Good. I don't mind too much, actually. I've got a bad feeling about this. Hey there. It's good to see you. So, shall we do this? All right, then. I guess there's no point in delaying the inevitable any further, is there? You go on ahead.
Prophetess, there's good news. We were able to decipher the Starling's maps, and we now know where to find the City of 1,000 Floods. Sharon was just about to explain. Sharon?
Yes. I suppose you already know that Vin hasn't always been like it is now. In the time of the Pyreans, it was one big continent, which they called Pangora. Only the Starfall in the era of Azataron's madness split it apart. In other words, the Pyreans dominated the entire world as it was back then. It was a world empire. However, until recently, we always thought that the Empire's capital, the City of 1,000 Floods, was situated somewhere near where Kira is today. We were wrong about that. It was here, in Enderal.
Here?
Here, beneath our feet, to be precise.
Under Ark?
Yes. We don't know whether it was a coincidence that Malfa's vassals set the foundation of Ark here, out of all the places they could have. But they did. The heart of the Pyrean Empire was here, right where we stand. Only it's buried now. Hardly.
Sadly, the Order never cared much for archaeology. We considered it a useless endeavor. And even if there had been private undertakings, the dangers such an expedition posed, let alone its costs, would have scared off most investors.
But still, you're right. If the Order would have bothered, we could have saved ourselves a lot of trouble. However, it doesn't matter now. What matters is we now know where the last cleansing took place, and that it's somewhere we can reach. True, but there might be another way. Do you know the myth of the Black Guardian? The Endralians believe that there is some kind of demon deep down below the surface, and that you can even hear him scream if you just listen carefully. Rubbish, of course, but I think that these screams are the sound of wind. And if there's wind...
There are tunnels. So you're saying that the Undercity's cavern reaches that deep? Into the City of Floods?
Into what is left of it. All we need to do is find an entrance point that can lead us down.
Then we leave without further delay. There's no point in leading an army down there, so the 4 of us will go alone. Prophetess, speak to the Archmagister and tell him to give you the word of the dead and the container for the Nominos. We will need both. He's at the beacon.
Shouldn't we at least think this through before we go?
Ready your equipment. We'll meet at the gate to the Undercity.
Huh?
Aren't you... never... How can I help you? He was. But he went to get something. I have to... You know, when all this started, when the Grand Master exalted you, I thought it was a sin. But now... Phew! I think Malthus, or whoever sent you, that he did. We owe you a lot. And you're modest, too. Say... it. The beacon. Do you really think it'll work? I mean, I'm just a novice, but I just don't understand. You know, I lost someone. It was the Naramis, under the command of that butcher Korik. My family has a small farm near the coast. And when the first of the Naramis ships landed, Our farm. It's on a small cliff near the farmer's coast. Just a few miles from Ark. I already had a bad feeling when I set out. And then I saw the smoke. The smell of burnt meat. I rode faster and faster, and then, when I got to the house, I saw that it was on fire, and that someone had put up 3 crosses. My mother, my father, and it doesn't matter how I try to look at it. It all amounts to that wouldn't have happened to you, would it? If I could just be more like you, then your flesh. Yes, that's it. All I need is a piece of your flesh. Why? Is that so hard to understand? I don't want much. Just a small piece of it. But you just don't want to share. Isn't that it? You want it all for yourself. Because you're vain. And in all your damn vanity, the beacon won't burn. It never will. Thousands have tried it before you. Thousands who are as arrogant as you are. And they all failed.
How did they say? Just let yourself fall.
Because the light will burn you. It will devour you. Until there's nothing left of you. Nothing but burnt flesh.
Prophetess.
By Malthus, we need to stop this.
The sun. They were possessed. How is that possible? I thought the sigil stone protects us. Oh, of course. Wait. Oh, the damage is within acceptable limits. Nothing we shouldn't be able to repair. But wait, what is that noise? Oh, by the righteous path. I think you should see this.
What in blazes happened here? And what is that noise?
The Neramis. They are in the city. Their entire army.
What? No. This is impossible. This is impossible! And this? What's the meaning of this bloodbath?
I don't know, Grandmaster. The High Ones somehow were able to possess the Keepers here. They tried to destroy the beacon, kill the Prodigy.
What? But the stone, we...
Grandmaster, you have to see this.
What? That the Neramis are in the city? I know that already.
No, we know how they did it. The true Chessa betrayed us.
Nonsense.
It's the truth. She and almost a third of the Keepers followed Bartar's example. Come, you should hear it for yourself. Gates be closed right away and positioned archers on the battlements. At least for now, none of these Neramis bastards will enter the temple. There. She survived it. Open your eyes, traitor.
What? Hi, Grandmaster. I am so sorry. It shouldn't have happened like that. Oh, my Malthus. What have I done?
Tell us what happened.
Of course, Grandmaster. I will. The Trichessa. She contacted Korak and asked for...
We will, once we're done. Continue. The Trichessa arranged a meeting with Korak. What did she want from him?
A truce. She offered him the city. If he would promise not to harm anyone. She had this stone. You know, this sigil stone that protects us Keepers from the High Ones. Korak. He agreed. Once the gates were open, he...
Killed everyone.
Yes, the Trichessa. He just... Even though she kept her end of the bargain. Then they swarmed into the city and... Oh, but Malphas, I am so sorry. I am so sorry.
Take her to the Cararium.
Yes, of course, Grandmaster. Nerum, Yetta, bring me a stretcher.
Wait. You have to forgive me. I mean, we only wanted the best. You have to believe me. Please don't let me die as a pathless. Please.
I forgive you. Now go.
Yes, of course, Grandmaster.
What are your orders, Grandmaster? We aren't many, but if we use cunning, we might be able to drive them back out of...
We will not. We are no more than 6 up here, and the Neramis are thousands. And both our black powder and our boiling oil are in the barracks.
Then it's over. We've lost.
What? No! Nothing is over! They can't be that far into the city yet. We only have to drive them out of the gates, and then...
And how exactly are you planning to do that? By loading the cannons with sugar mint and shooting balls of herbs at the Neramis? Great idea, really.
You sodding!
Quiet! Narajil and Sharim are right, Commander. Og is lost. But our war against the High Ones isn't. The beacon still stands, and it will continue to do so as long as we hold the temple. We've lost the battle, yes, but not the war. All we need is the Numenors, and then the beacon will be lit.
And what then? I don't think Korek will withdraw once we've destroyed his vision of this ascent.
Correct, he won't. Which is why we will surrender.
What?
It is the only way. As I said to the Chichesa before, this war is about more than just us. If we choose to give up now, or if we choose to fight and die down there, Korek will destroy the beacon either way and let the cleansing happen. We will prevent that at all costs. Which is why we will find the Numenors, light the beacon, and then surrender.
And what? Hope for mercy? Korek has more than once demonstrated what he means by mercy.
I am not hoping for mercy. We will die, but there is no alternative. Korek isn't man enough to participate in the battle himself. So even if we were to break out and fight, all we would do is kill his delusional soldiers. And their deaths would be as pointless as this entire war. Once the High Ones are vanquished, we've done our duty. That's it.
But no! We are warriors, and true warriors fight! You've said that!
True warriors ask questions. Like the question, when does a battle for ideals become nothing more than a battle for vanity? Those soldiers down there, Commander, they are nothing more than butchers. But we are more than that. But I will not stop you. As soon as the beacon is lit, you're free to flee. But for now, you will hold this place at all costs while we search for the Numenors. Archmagister, do you have the word of the dead?
I do, yes. How do you plan to get into the Undercity from here? The entire city is swarming with Korek's soldiers.
Leave that to me. Commander Aaron, gather the remaining keepers and arcanists. I will address them. You all know what has happened. We were betrayed by our own brothers and sisters. As we speak, people are dying, slaughtered by the Naramis, who think we are their enemy. And I know what you are feeling right now. Anger. Anger aimed at those in our ranks who did this to us. But you're wrong. Despite their deed, they wanted to protect us, to fulfill their holy duty. And the same applies to Korek and his soldiers. Yes, they are deluded. Yes, they have committed crimes past redemption, but they, too, only did what they thought was right. If there is someone to blame in all this, it's the High Ones, and no one else. They, brothers and sisters, they are the ones responsible. They have no mind, no compassion, no soul, and their only reason for existing is to destroy. They are cowards who act out of the shadows and play us against each other like puppets on strings. And right now, they think they have won. They think they can defeat us. But they will fail, because we are still here. We have the beacon, the only thing capable of stopping all this madness, and that is exactly what we're going to do. After that, you're free to go. Flee, fight, do whatever you think is best. I myself will surrender, because every drop of blood spilled after we have done our duty and destroyed the High Ones is useless. And even if the Naramis kill me, My death will be a sign. A sign that people like Korn will never understand. Hatred breeds hatred. This is what history has taught us. And this is what makes the High Ones strong. Stand by me when the time comes, or go. But until then, fight.
Have a look. Where is this supposed to be?
Huh? What do you want? Oh, well.
And there she goes. 4,000 years this city has stood. And now she is aflame. It is a tragedy. There is another way. I suppose you already know that the Order was never proud of the fact that something like the Undercity. And maybe you also know that we and the Relata had an informal agreement. They rule the underground and we rule the surface. In reality, however, this is only half the truth. There is a Plan B in case things get out of control and the Undercity's inhabitants revolt, like they did once during the Blood Moon riots.
Probably. I will make it short. There's a set of tunnels throughout the King's Mountain on which this temple was built, and they lead all the way down into the Undercity. They were built to release poison gas into the entire cave system.
It would have been an option. With the gates to the surface barred, no one would have survived. Down and back up again, yes. The Nerimes do not know about these tunnels, and when they find out, it will be too late. After that, you know what I will do. There is a way into the tunnels through the dungeons of this temple. Meet me and Sharim there once you're ready to depart. And bring the mercenary with you. Prepare yourself. We will meet in the dungeon.
Prophet.
So what did the Grand Master say? Poison gas. Now if that isn't yet another example of the unimpeachable holiness of the... There was one thing I wanted to ask you before we leave. If things work out the way the Grand Master thinks they will, Will you give yourself to Korak as he said he would? I'm glad you see it that way. Anyway, I'll go catch up with Meister Cynical and our esteemed Grand Master. Couldn't ask for better company on a suicide mission like this. Just meet me at the dungeon once you're ready to set out.
Prophetess, we will do what we can here, but hurry. Who knows what the Naramis will come up with together?
Malphas's blessings.
Poison gas tunnels. If there's one thing the Holy Order has always been, it's creative. Respect for that.
They're here. One moment.
Interesting lock.
It's a sigil, and it can only be opened by one bearing the Grandmaster's sword. Follow me.
and gas tunnels. If there's one thing the Holy Order has always been, it's creative. And the respect for that I reveal.
They're here. One moment.
Interesting lock.
It's a sigil, and it can only be opened by one bearing the Grandmaster's sword. Follow me.
Way too easy.
In case you were wondering, those 3 water gates up there contain the Starling machinery which releases the poison gas. As long as we do not open them, we can pass safely. The tunnels.
So, this tunnel system, how many exit points does it have? I assume that a single exit into the Undercity wouldn't have sufficed to poison it all by itself, would it?
No. There are a total of 8 exits, and we will be using the one that leads into the Crow District. According to Maragil, we should be able to find a suitable entrance point into the old depths from there. we are. Lead the way. You know this area better than we do.
Just a scratch.
You have to die! Every single one of you!